Okay, good morning. Day 108 here. Quarter after 6 and just about ready to hit the trail. Beautiful night. 50 degrees. Just really good sleeping weather. Surprisingly, not a lot more people went by. I think what happened is one of the big bubbles that jumped the fire. Because I've been camping with them, or camping near them the last 3 nights. I saw them gathering at the last paved road a couple miles back. So I think they might, and that's a shortcut into Etna. So and one of the guys' wife is following them in a car. So I think they just took a shortcut. So I think that whole group might have just gone to Etna like a day early and skipped this last section of the trail or doing something, which is good because that when I first started camping with them, it was hard to tell because there were people coming and going all the time. But last night, there were probably 12 to 15 of them there. So that was just really clogging things up on the trail. So if they're skipping a day ahead, that could help spread things out a bit. So that's good. So no one camped in this real nice spot next to me. 2 people did come down late at night, probably 9:30 or 10, as well after dark, and take the 2 spots in the little saddle there. So I had a little bit of company, but they're far away. I just could barely hear them pound their tent stakes in, and I see their tents up now. They're not up, but I was shocked that there were a bunch of people here. Oh, and then like 1 o'clock, I heard all these noises. I couldn't believe it. I had to look at my clock, and it's like I can't believe people are hiking at 1. There's no, I can't see any headlamps. And this is going on for a few minutes. So finally I shine my headlamp on, and it's a couple deer feeding on bushes like right outside my tent. So I guess the deer are the true night owls because they're up eating and feeding at like 1 to 1:30. But they sound like a couple hikers walking down the trail, stomping on the brush and that. So anyway, I'm gonna head off on the trail now. Got about 18.5 miles into town. Hopefully I get a good hitch. I already got a place to stay. So I'm going to get well with it. Getting good and tackle a couple of these hills while it's still nice and cool. See you down the trail. Kudos whoever engineers these nice little camp seats, because I don't know where you find a board or a log like this, but it's like perfectly flat. It's almost like a 2x12 on that side. And I guess it is a 2x12. It's weathered a little bit. But then find the perfect rocks. This is a nice camp seat. It's almost like a picnic bench. There's one here, and there's one over on that campsite. Just makes it a little bit nicer. So thanks whoever did that. But find those rocks that just make it nice and level and sturdy. It wasn't wobbly at all. So whoever did that, thanks. A lot of people like it. A mile in, might be a good time for a morning panorama. Still hiking in the shade of the mountain here, so that's always good. What a difference the side of the mountain makes. On the other side of the mountain, it's all scarred by fire, burned out trees and ash. Everything here is just lush and green, various shades of green. Just 2 different sides of the mountain. So yesterday, I passed a group of, I think, AmeriCorps people doing trail maintenance. And there were like 7 of them. I think 3 were actually working and the other 4 were kind of milling about. But they were on this section of the trail that's just gorgeous already. I mean, nice, wide, clear trail. And they were like kind of pruning some bushes off to the side. But the trail is already gorgeous, and it's in like a 5-mile stretch of just beautiful, nice, easy trail. I was thinking, you know, who picks the spots that they work on? Because, you know, there's all this burned area with blowdowns and erosion they could be improving, or like this section right here. There's like 6 blowdowns right in a row. Just, I mean, the trail's here, and you gotta navigate through all this stuff, and people make side trails and that around it. But man, with a crew of 7, a couple chainsaws and a pry bar, they could clean this up in no time. And there's many sections like this in the last 20 miles. And there's sections, you know, before Mount Shasta that had all this overgrowth. You know, I mean, it was like bushwhacking, going through a car wash. You couldn't even see the trail. So just made me think. I mean, A, didn't look like they were getting a whole lot done. They were just kind of out there for the day. But B, if you put them in the right spot, they could really improve. Because we probably go through anywhere from, I don't know, I'd say 10 to 100 blowdowns a day. So, I mean, here's another one right here. There are like 5 or 6 back there. And with a chainsaw, that's easy work right here. Clean this up. So, I don't know. I know there's a lot of Forest Service and volunteers that do specific targeted areas. PCTA organizes some work crews that does specific areas. Just curious, like the AmeriCorps. It's like a youth jobs program, I think. How they pick where they're going to work and what they work on. Because that same thing like Whitewater, you know, I've seen them 2 or 3 times. Each time, looked like the work they were doing was pretty superficial. I mean, it's all appreciated, and I thank them for it. I mean, being out here and improving the trail, I mean, any little bit helps. But just think about it as I was going through some of these more difficult spots. You know, resources are thin, so should make the best use of them. Anyway, see you down the trail. You hear that? Yep. They're cows with cowbells. Thought that was from a bygone area, but they still use them out here. Heard them a lot yesterday. I was like, I think it was a Saturday Night Live skit with Will Ferrell and Christopher Walken doing the Deep Purple song with more cowbell. So I think the ranchers should name some of these Chris and Will in honor. Give me some more cowbell. Okay, I just took another spill. I probably fall maybe a couple times a week. Most of the time it's like on a slanted rock that you're stepping on, and you know the dirt gives way and you kind of slide off, and sometimes it's in a creek because your feet are wet or you got loose dirt or whatever. Here is tripped over a cut off tree root. You catch those all the time. Most of the time you just stumble on along and catch yourself. This time I landed flat on the trail. Another tree root hit me right in the ribs, so that stung a little bit. Luckily I've never been hurt major or, you know, broken any gear or anything. But you do fall, you know, a fair amount. You're doing, you know, 40, 50,000 steps. A couple of them are bound to go awry each day. I was glad. I was talking to this, you know, 25-year-old girl, and she was going, yeah, I hate downhills. I always fall on downhills. So it's not just us old guys that fall on the trail. Everyone takes a spill every once in a while. All right, see you down the trail. Another great panorama. Just all open here, so it's gorgeous, but it's starting to heat up here because we don't get a lot of shade. Beautiful rugged mountains, though. Look who showed up today. Our old friend Mount Shasta. And she's around every day. For like the last week, maybe a week and a half. Ever since last National Park. It's weird in the Sierras, you know, you pass by mountains and passes, you know, every day it's something new. Here, Mount Shasta is just so dominating the landscape. I mean, it's probably been 120 miles. I see her from one side to the other. She's still hanging around. So, just like an old friend. Alright, see you down the trail. Okay, at the top of our last climb of the day. 2.5, 3 miles out of the trailhead. And it's got a gorgeous mountain lake below us. Some farm fields around Etna, just outside of Etna. And then back there in the distance, up in the clouds, got our buddy Mount Shasta. So, got it all right from this view. How beautiful is that? Look at this. July 31st, still have snow on the trail. We're only like 7,000 feet. Maybe just over. I haven't seen snow in I don't know. Actually on the trail in a little bit. I arranged for a ride from a shuttle person, but you didn't have any cell service right at the trailhead. So as I was coming down the trail, I saw like 4 cars just leave, and it's like a half hour into Etna. So I wasn't sure if that was. I think that was one of her cars because it was like a van. I think that was it. So it was gonna be like an hour for her to go shuttle people down to Etna and then come back. So I decided to hitchhike, and there's not many cars down this road. So well, at first I was sitting there looking at the time. It looked like she like took a group down at 1 o'clock and at 2 o'clock, and I got there at like 2:57. And just as I was coming down the trail, I saw the cars leave like at 2:55. So just missed it. So I figured it'd be another hour. So after I figured all that out, I go, well, I'm just going to hitchhike. So I walked up to the road, and within 5 minutes, a big rig truck comes. And normally big rigs don't stop. But, you know, I stuck my thumb out, and, you know, so first vehicle stopped, gave me a ride, dropped me right off at where I'm staying. So all that worked out great. Staying at the hiker's hut at Bluebird Inn. It's kind of like a bunkhouse. There's like 6 beds in there. Fortunately, got a top bunk because I was the 4th one there. Do shower and laundry, and it's air conditioned place to stay, so should be pretty nice. I'll take a little picture of it, and we'll see you down the trail. This is the Bluebird Inn, an old Victorian style almost. And somewhere around here there's a cafe. I still gotta find that, but there's a Bluebird Inn. And around here, for PCT hikers. And yeah, right when I first walked up, there was a bluebird. I think he's up in this tree somewhere in the little bird bath. So it's appropriately named. Anyway, the hiker hut's over here. Just a little one-room bunkhouse. And it looks like in the shed behind it, they got some decent bikes that you can use to ride into town. So should be a good stay at the hiker's hut. Okay, so right in the front yard, there's 3 little deer. And is that a bobcat down there? Or no, that's 4 deer. One. Yeah, that way that little fawn was. Oh yeah. with its head down and its little tail. I thought it was a bobcat for a second. Here's the Bluebird Inn. We're staying in the hiker hut, that red building right there. And right in the side yard, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 deer and a little fawn. Little fawn's right by the tree. Can't get a really good shot now, but they're just eating the grass, hanging out. Here's the inside of the hiker hut. You got 2 beds here, bunk bed over here, another bunk bed. So unfortunately I was the 4th one here, or 5th one here, so I got a top bunk. But got a nice shower, little kitchenette, laundry, and they let you use bikes. They got like 6 bikes to ride around town, so it's a nice little setup, perfect for hikers. And it'll be cozy at night, but it can't beat the price, and everything was filling up. Most people are sleeping in their tents in the city park because everything's full. The 6th person still hasn't checked in, so I don't know what the story is there, but there's 5 of us in here so far. Hey, close out for day 108. Did I think a little over 18 miles to get down the trailhead, and then as I told you, I got lucky hitchhiking, and the shuttle didn't really work out very well, but I was able to get a hitch into Etna. Had dinner, did my resupply, so I still got to package everything tomorrow. Everything's changing with my ride out of here. I was planning on going up to Seed. Now the trail's opening earlier, and the person giving me a ride doesn't want to take me to Seed. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow. And so there's just a lot of planning, jumping around the fires. So we'll figure that out. I think that's about it for today. I gotta get to bed, and everyone else is going to sleep in the bunkhouse. So we'll check out now, and we'll touch base tomorrow.